Confidence doesn't disappear overnight. It gets destroyed quietly, habit by habit, day by day. Most people think confidence is about talent, looks, or success. It's not. Confidence is the result of how you treat yourself internally. What you tolerate, what you repeat, what you allow to become normal, and the dangerous part. The habits that destroy confidence often feel harmless. You wake up, scroll your phone, delay important work, doubt yourself, avoid discomfort, compare your life to others, speak negatively in your head and call it normal. Over time, your mind starts sending you a message: you can't be trusted. That message becomes your identity. The first habit destroying your confidence is breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," and don't, your self-trust weakens. Confidence is built on trust with yourself. When you repeatedly lie to yourself, even in small ways, your mind stops believing in you. You begin to feel unsure, hesitant, and weak, not because you are incapable, but because your word has lost value internally. The second habit is constant self-criticism. There is a difference between self-awareness and self-attack. Confidence dies when your inner voice becomes your enemy. Replaying mistakes, talking down to yourself, focusing only on flaws. This trains your mind to see you as a problem, not a person in progress. You would never speak to someone you respect the way you speak to yourself. The third habit is avoiding discomfort. Confidence grows through action, not comfort. Every time you avoid a hard conversation, delay difficult work, or escape challenges, you send your brain a signal: "I can't handle this." Over time, that belief hardens. Confidence doesn't require winning. It requires showing up even when it's uncomfortable. The fourth habit is seeking validation instead of self-approval. When your confidence depends on likes, praise, or approval, it becomes fragile. Silence feels like rejection. Criticism feels like destruction. Strong confidence comes from internal standards, not external applause. If others decide your worth, you never feel secure. The fifth habit is comparing your behind-the scenes to someone else's highlights. Comparison is a confidence thief. You don't see their struggles, only their wins. But your mind treats the comparison as reality. This creates a false narrative that you are behind, not enough, or failing. Confidence cannot survive in constant comparison. The sixth habit is overthinking instead of acting. Confidence grows after action, not before it. When you overthink, you rehearse failure mentally. You exhaust yourself without progress. Each time you think instead of act, your mind associates action with danger. Confidence shrinks. The seventh habit is poor posture and body language. Your body teaches your mind how to feel. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, shallow breathing, all signal weakness to your nervous system. Confidence is not just mental, it's physical. The way you carry yourself affects how you feel about yourself. The eighth habit is surrounding yourself with negativity. Constant exposure to pessimism, gossip, and discouraging people drains confidence slowly. Your environment shapes your self-image. You start adopting the limits of those around you. The ninth habit is waiting to feel confident before taking action. This is the biggest trap. Confidence is the reward, not the requirement. Waiting keeps you stuck. Acting builds belief. This section is not meant to judge you. It's meant to wake you up. Confidence isn't missing, it's being drained. Confidence doesn't collapse because of one failure. It collapses because of repetition. Your brain is a prediction machine. It learns from patterns, not intentions. What you do repeatedly becomes what your brain expects from you. And once an expectation is set, your mind works to confirm it. This is why confidence loss feels permanent. It's not emotional, it's neurological. Every habit you repeat sends a signal to your nervous system. When you avoid discomfort, your brain learns, we escape pressure. When you overthink instead of act, it learns, action is dangerous. When you break promises to yourself, it learns, we are unreliable. Over time, your brain builds an identity around these signals. Here's what's really happening under the surface. When you choose comfort over challenge, your brain strengthens fear pathways. It starts treating discomfort as a threat instead of a training ground. Your stress response activates faster, even for small tasks. This makes simple actions feel heavy. Confidence doesn't disappear. It gets buried under fear conditioning. When you constantly criticize yourself, your brain treats that voice as truth. The mind doesn't argue with repetition. It accepts it. If you repeat, "I'm not good enough," your brain adjusts behavior to match that belief. You hesitate, you second guess, you hold back, not because you lack ability, but because your brain is protecting an identity it thinks is accurate. Overthinking has a similar effect. Each time you think without acting, you train your brain to associate thinking with safety and action with risk. This creates a loop where planning feels productive, but execution feels threatening. Confidence requires movement. Overthinking freezes it. Comparison damages confidence in a deeper way. It distorts your sense of progress. Your brain stops measuring growth based on who you were yesterday and starts measuring it against someone else's highlight reel. This removes satisfaction from effort. And when effort stops feeling rewarding, motivation collapses. Your posture and body language also feed the brain constant data. A slouched body sends signals of submission and threat avoidance. Your nervous system adjusts hormones accordingly. Lower testosterone, higher cortisol. This is not motivation talk. It's biology. Confidence lives in the body as much as the mind. Environment plays a massive role too. When you surround yourself with negativity, your brain mirrors it. Humans are social learners. We adopt the emotional tone of those around us. If doubt is normal in your environment, belief feels unnatural. The most dangerous part is this. Once these patterns are set, your brain starts filtering reality to support them. You notice failures more than wins. You remember criticism more than praise. You interpret neutral situations negatively. This makes it feel like the world itself is against you, when in reality, your mind is protecting a learned identity. But here's the key truth. The same mechanism that destroyed confidence can rebuild it. Your brain changes through repetition. New habits create new pathways. New actions send new signals. Identity is not fixed. It's trained. Confidence doesn't return all at once. It comes back in pieces, through small wins that retrain your mind. After understanding how habits destroy confidence, the next step is replacing them with actions that send opposite signals to your brain. You don't need a new personality, you need new evidence. The first habit to rebuild confidence is keeping small promises to yourself. Stop aiming big at the start, aim accurate. Choose commitments so small that failure feels unreasonable. Wake up at the same time, do 5 minutes of focused work. Keep your word once a day. Each kept promise tells your brain, I can trust myself. That trust is the foundation of confidence. The second habit is acting before you feel ready. Confidence is not a feeling that comes first, it's a result. When you wait to feel confident, you reinforce hesitation. When you act while unsure, you teach your brain that uncertainty is survivable. Action under doubt is one of the fastest confidence builders. The third habit is changing your internal language. You don't need fake positivity, you need accuracy. Replace I always fail with I'm learning. Replace I'm not good at this with I'm not good at this yet. These shifts may seem small, but your brain listens closely. Language shapes belief. The fourth habit is training your body to support confidence. Stand straight, slow your breathing, make eye contact, move with intention. Your body sends constant feedback to your nervous system. When your posture improves, your emotional state follows. This is not pretending, it's alignment. The fifth habit is exposing yourself to controlled discomfort daily. Confidence grows when you prove to yourself that discomfort doesn't destroy you. Speak up once, do the hard task first, sit with silence. Each exposure builds tolerance. Over time, fear loses authority. The sixth habit is limiting comparison. You cannot build confidence while constantly measuring yourself against others. Redirect comparison inward. Ask, am I more disciplined than last week? Progress, not position, creates confidence. The seventh habit is reducing mental clutter. An overwhelmed mind doubts itself. Write things down, simplify decisions, create structure. Confidence grows in organized systems, not chaos. The eighth habit is choosing better inputs. What you watch, hear, and read shapes your self-image. Replace constant negativity with material that reinforces growth, discipline, and strength. Your environment either builds you or breaks you. The ninth habit is ending each day with proof. Before sleep, recall one action you took despite resistance, one moment of discipline. This trains your mind to associate effort with identity. Confidence is built overnight through reflection. These habits are not dramatic. That's why they work. Most people don't fail to build confidence, they fail to protect it. This is where many people fall back into old patterns. They start strong, feel a little better, gain some momentum, and then life tests them again. A mistake happens, someone criticizes them, progress slows down, and suddenly all the old habits return. Why? Because confidence was treated as a feeling, not a system. Here's the hard truth. Confidence without structure is temporary. The first reason people lose confidence again is expecting linear progress. They believe confidence should grow steadily. When it doesn't, they assume something is wrong with them. In reality, confidence grows in waves. Ups and downs are part of the process. Strong people don't avoid dips. They normalize them. The second reason is taking setbacks personally. A setback is an event, not an identity. But when confidence is fragile, every failure feels like proof that you're not enough. This turns one mistake into a full mental collapse. The key is learning to separate behavior from identity. You failed at something. You are not a failure. The third reason is dropping discipline once things feel better. This is a common trap. As soon as confidence improves, people relax their habits. They stop doing the small things that built momentum. Confidence slowly drains again. Discipline must continue even when motivation returns. Especially then. The fourth reason is re-entering negative environments. Confidence cannot survive constant exposure to doubt, criticism, or chaos. Many people rebuild confidence internally, but never change their environment. Eventually, old influences pull them back. You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need boundaries. The fifth reason is seeking reassurance instead of self-validation. When confidence is shaky, people look outward for confirmation. Praise feels good. Silence feels dangerous. This creates dependency. Real confidence stabilizes when you learn to approve of yourself privately, regardless of feedback. The sixth reason is confusing confidence with arrogance. Some people avoid confidence because they fear becoming arrogant, so they shrink themselves. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to prove anything. It's grounded, not loud. The seventh reason is not forgiving past versions of yourself. Holding onto guilt, regret, or shame keeps confidence trapped in the past. Growth requires forgiveness, not excuses. Release. You cannot build a strong identity while constantly punishing an old one. The eighth reason is waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect timing never arrives. Confidence grows in imperfect action. Those who wait remain stuck. Those who move learn. The ninth reason is forgetting why confidence matters. Confidence is not about ego, it's about freedom, the freedom to act without fear, the freedom to speak honestly, the freedom to pursue your purpose without constant self-doubt. If you don't connect confidence to something meaningful, it won't last. Confidence becomes unbreakable when it stops being something you chase and starts being something you are. Most people try to feel confident. Strong people decide who they are, then act in alignment until the feeling follows. Identity always comes before emotion. Your brain constantly asks one question, who am I? And it answers that question based on behavior, not intention. If your actions say, I avoid, your identity becomes fragile. If your actions say, I show up, confidence stabilizes. The first step to locking confidence into identity is choosing a new internal label, not something dramatic, something believable. I am someone who follows through. I am someone who faces discomfort. I am someone who improves daily. These are identity anchors. When repeated and reinforced with action, your brain starts defending them. The second step is removing emotional negotiation. Unconfident people negotiate with their emotions. I'll do it if I feel ready. I'll speak when I feel confident. Confident people act based on standards, not moods. They don't ask how they feel, they ask what is required. This shift alone changes everything. The third step is building proof, not motivation. Confidence doesn't grow from speeches or affirmations. It grows from evidence. Every completed task, every uncomfortable action, every promise kept adds weight to your identity. Over time, your mind stops questioning you. The fourth step is accepting imperfection as part of strength. Waiting to be perfect keeps confidence weak. Strong identity allows mistakes without collapse. You stop interpreting errors as threats. They become data. Learning replaces fear. The fifth step is training emotional neutrality. You don't need to feel great to act well. Neutral is enough. When you stop chasing emotional highs, confidence becomes stable instead of fragile. Calm replaces excitement. Control replaces chaos. The sixth step is reducing self-focus. Overthinking grows when attention turns inward too much. Confident people focus outward on tasks, service, and purpose. Action pulls attention away from doubt. The seventh step is keeping private standards. Don't announce goals. Don't perform confidence. Build it quietly. When your standards are internal, confidence becomes independent of praise or criticism. The eighth step is making confidence non-negotiable. You decide that showing up is not optional, that discipline does not depend on mood. When this decision is made, the mind stops resisting. The ninth step is protecting your identity daily. Identity is reinforced or weakened every day. One disciplined action strengthens it. One avoidance challenges it. Awareness keeps it strong. Confidence locked into identity doesn't disappear under pressure. It adapts. Confidence that lasts is not built by motivation. It's built by systems you return to when motivation fades. At this stage, you've identified the habits that destroy confidence, replaced them with stronger ones, protected your progress, and anchored confidence into identity. Now comes the final step, turning all of this into a lifestyle. This is where confidence becomes automatic. Start by simplifying everything. Confidence grows in clarity, not complexity. Choose a small set of daily non-negotiables. These are actions you do regardless of mood. Wake up on time, complete one meaningful task, move your body, reflect briefly, that's enough. Consistency matters more than intensity. Next, accept that discomfort is permanent. Life never stops testing you. The goal is not to remove discomfort, but to stop fearing it. When discomfort becomes familiar, confidence stops fluctuating. Understand that confidence is context-based. You may feel strong in one area and unsure in another. That's normal. The solution is exposure, not self-criticism. You build confidence where you practice. Also recognize that confidence does not require certainty. It requires direction. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You need the willingness to move without them. Another key is emotional regulation. Confidence collapses when emotions control behavior. Learn to pause, breathe, choose your response. This creates space between stimulus and reaction. That space is power. Surround yourself with structure, organized time, organized environment, organized priorities. Chaos feeds doubt, order feeds confidence. When you fail, shorten recovery time. Don't spiral, don't dramatize, learn and move on. The faster you recover, the stronger your confidence becomes. Stop replaying your past. Confidence lives in the present. Use the past for lessons, not identity. Most importantly, attach confidence to purpose. When your actions serve something bigger than comfort, confidence stops being personal. It becomes functional. You act because it matters, not because you feel ready. This system doesn't make you fearless. It makes you reliable, and reliability creates trust. Trust creates confidence. From now on, confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you practice.